Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joe Tibbs, and I'm the president of HAPevolve, and I am extremely excited to have with me today Lisa Boyce, who is the president of one of HAPevolve's industry partners, FairCode Associates. Lisa, tell us a little bit about FairCode.
Well, we've been a company that's been around about 20 years. We started the company with 2 physicians and myself. There was a big gap, as you are well aware, between what goes on at the bedside and what actually ends up coded on the claim. And we fit right in that space, right in that gap. Our doctors communicate with the medical staff at the hospitals, and they communicate with the coding professionals so that what we have in the end is the most accurate claim that a hospital can drop.
Talk to me a little bit, Lisa. What should hospitals in Pennsylvania specifically know about your organization?
Well, for one, we have been in the business a long time. We have a rich history in Pennsylvania. We've worked with academics and community hospitals, teaching hospitals, and even some rural hospitals throughout the state. So we do have a lot of experience with the Pennsylvania reporting system. And of course, what hospital couldn't get along with a few more dollars to combat some of the expenses that they have incurred, especially over the past 12 months.
Great. What commonalities do you see in healthcare organizations in the various areas you serve? And are there any regional differences that you see that are particularly notable in the work that you do?
Well, are there regional differences? Yes. Are there national differences? Yes. What we do is help our hospitals figure out how to benchmark against other hospitals that are similar to them so that we can reduce some of the differences that we see among our hospitals.
Can you talk to me a little bit about in the coding realm, what does your organization do, and how do you work with clients in making sure there's appropriate variation in the clinical documentation as opposed to, every physician doing documentation very differently or every department doing very differently? Talk to me a little bit about your approach.
We are physicians, and so we're going to look at the chart. Yes, we have a systematic approach, but what we bring to the table is not templated. We're physicians getting into the head of the physician that's taking care of that patient and identifying the clinical indicators and the nuances of that case is what we bring to the table.
Lisa, talk to me a little bit about if an organization were to meet you at a conference or to want to know more about FairCode, what are the 3 most significant things that you think would be differentiating from your organization or the other people who play in this space?
If I were to meet a rev cycle professional at a conference, I would first address the number 1 chief concern, which is cash flow. Secondarily to that, additional revenue. I think another benefit, if I were to pick out another topic of conversation for that rev cycle professional, is I'd start talking about denials. Hospitals have been working hard at getting their coding correct, and we're seeing increases in SOI and risk of mortality because we're coding better, more accurately. On the other side, the payers are also building up resources to, at the same time, ensure that from their perspective, the case is not overcoded.
Can you talk a little bit about what your approach is? How do you implement your solutions at hospitals, and what would an average organization expect to find when they engage with FairCode?
In a very short period of time, we can start generating additional cash. That is material, whether you're a rural hospital or whether you're a large academic. It takes us about 4 weeks to get up and running. That means that in about 4 weeks, whether it's Epic or Cerner or Meditech or some other homegrown or proprietary software, we are able to jump in with our physicians and start reviewing charts remotely.
So Lisa, thank you again for your time today, for speaking with us and for sharing some of your insights as to what is going on in the healthcare environment right now. Last question for you. If an organization, if someone is looking at this video, what would be the best way for them to reach out and contact you or your organization?
If any of your members or any of the hospitals and health systems in Pennsylvania would like to talk a little bit further about the FairCode solution, they can contact me at lboyce@faircode.com. Of course, we're on the web, www.faircode.com. And we invite anyone to request information for a consultation or to sign up for a 90-day trial just to see if this is the kind of solution that works for their institution.